Hello, it is day one of the New Year, New Love Challenge. So yes, it is on, ladies. It is on, and I'm just really excited to do this challenge with you. And I just want to say that every single challenge that I have you do, 7 of them over the next 7 days, it all makes sense. It's all, you're going to totally understand. And each and every one of these challenges is something that you can all do. Everyone can do it. They're really simple, but they're really powerful. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the challenge and how to play the game and how to win the prizes and stuff like that. But first, I want to start off because we have quite the accomplished group here. So I want to start off giving some shout outs to everybody. Let's see, this is very weird. Where am I? That just took me out of my group here. Okay. Ta-da! Let's see. Sorry, okay, here we go. I would like to give some shout outs to some awesome ladies. I want to give a shout out to Denise because Denise is a proficient gardener. And although she lives in Michigan, she creates a resort tropical atmosphere. And she has agreed to post some pictures of her garden for us. So super cool. Thank you so much, Denise. We're really glad you're here. And Tina Marie lives in the most easterly point of North America. She's surrounded by the ocean and she lives on a really special island. So that's very cool. And we have a water theme going here because Denise, while she's in Michigan, her tropical garden is by a pool. So we've got that going. Then we've got Andrea, and she is in Oceanside, right on the ocean. And we have Jean, who has moved from Austin to Southern California back and forth 7 times in the past 15 years because she is an actor. And we have Tara from Georgia, and Tara is ready for a relationship with a great person. And we have Terry. Oh, yay, Terry. Terry adopted a kitty from the cat rescue group that I'm with, her beautiful little soulmate, Phoebe. And I want to give another shout out to Veronica, who also adopted a cat from our group. And she actually adopted 2 kittens, and we transported them from California up to Washington. And a shout out to Lisa, who also adopted 2 cats from our group. So very exciting. Oh, and I also have another person, Nancy, who recently also adopted a cat from our group. So yay, rescue people. Okay. And then I've got Nicola, who is watching this in a different time zone, but she is fun. And Pam, who is from Canada, and she has an amazing name. And then there's Lisa, who lives at the beach, ocean theme, adopted 2 cats from me, and just sold her Rolex from her ex-boyfriend. We've got Marie from Canada. She has a giving heart. We've got Tanya, and she's from Cali, and she has a great smile, which is really going to come in handy later on in this challenge. So foreshadowing. We have Sheila from Minnesota, and she is old-fashioned and very seldom sits down. We have Jean, who is ready for Valentine's Day no matter what. We have Tracy, who's from Australia. So Tracy, we have another woman, Renee, who is also from Australia. So we've got 2 people from the land down under, folks. And she is funny. We have Kay from Maryland and Patricia from North Carolina. We have Julie from Ontario. So thank you so much, ladies, for posting and introducing yourself and sharing a little bit about yourself. I also want to say that we do have quite the international group here. So if I forget to mention you, it's just because if we're not friends, I can't necessarily see where you're from. But the people that I was able to see, we've got Barbara and Adina and Bev and Emmy, all from the UK. We have Renee from Sydney, Australia. And we have a Montana from Ireland and Emily from Ireland. We have Lorraine, Shelley, and Tracy from England. We have Annika from Trinidad and Tobago, which is islands off of Venezuela, so that's pretty cool. We have Ojo from Hong Kong. And if I pronounce your name wrong, I'm really sorry, but I'm Vandervoort, so I feel you. And speaking of Vandervoort, we have, let's see, where is she? We have somebody from the Netherlands. Where is she? I wrote her name down. Oh no. Oh, we have, let's see, Sarah from the Netherlands. Let me check. But we have somebody from the Netherlands, which makes me very happy as well. And we have several people from Canada. We have Anique, we have Diana, we have Holly, and we have Kristen. So this is a pretty awesome international group. And I know we're all going to have a lot of fun together in this next week and on our journey to true love in 2019. So I really need to know who's from the Netherlands. Let's see. All right. I will post it for you all later. So, okay. So just a reminder of how it's going to work. I'm going to do a Facebook Live today, the weekdays, right? So today, 5 p.m. Pacific time, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then I'm going to do Saturday and Sunday, 8:30 Pacific time, 11:30 Eastern time. So today is the first day of the challenge, and here's how you play. So I'm going to open up the units. And yesterday we went over the bonuses and the prizes. And so today is the first day of the challenge. Let me share my screen with you. Actually, let me do this just in case. Okay, so today is the first day of the challenge. So all of the course materials are in the units, right? And then as I do today, it's going to pop up in the announcements. So yesterday it was at the top of the announcements. Then today will be at the top of the announcements, at the top of the group. And so for those of you who are in all of these cool and exotic places, you're going to get to come back in and watch this later. Now, as far as how to play. So today, the first day challenge, so every day you're going to have this activity and an event. I mean, an activity and the challenge, right? So today you're going to answer these questions. And I'm going to explain more in the coaching in a little bit about how this all works and why it fits together. And so then you'll go ahead and post in the Facebook group the first challenge. So right after we're done, this is going to pop up, like I said, in the Facebook group at the top, and then you can post in the comments just like we did for yesterday, just like the comments that I shared with all of you guys. And so for every person that posts in the comments the challenge that's at the bottom of the challenge document for the day, right? So like here, we have people posting in the comments. And oh, hi, Rosie. Yes, I know. And by the way, Rosie is coming on tomorrow. So I'll tell you about that at the end. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Marie. Hi, Kay. Yay. So in the comments, you're going to post your challenge. And then, as I showed you yesterday, there's a table and a chart. So for every challenge you do, you get a point. So then you can just tally off your point. Now, I mentioned yesterday that there were oh, and by the way, I also want to say that Rosie is offering a prize. So everybody that completes the 10 points, if everybody who completes the challenge every day of the 7 days, if you complete that challenge, you post it in the comments, you get the points for the day. Everybody that participates every single day is going to win a prize. Everyone that participates every single day that does the daily challenge. And Rosie is offering a really cool prize, and she's going to talk about that tomorrow, because she's going to come on tomorrow and share. She's got a pretty cool and inspiring story about how she found love coming from adverse, very difficult relationship, abusive, controlling relationship. And now she is super happy. She has an amazing life and she has an amazing partner. And it wasn't like she just was born with some lucky star over her head. She made it happen. Okay. So it's going to be really, really cool to talk to her. And she's offering a prize, because every single person can so easily win a prize. And again, they're in the units, if you want to see, under bonuses and prizes. That's how you find them. Okay, awesome. So then the grand prize is for the people who participate full out. And so let's see, who is watching today? Today, as we just saw, we have Rosie. Rosie, you're not going to win a prize though, my love. Oh, you're right, Rosie, you're Saturday. I'm sorry, you are Saturday, Rosie. Tomorrow is Tamina with power dressing. We'll talk about that in a sec. So Patricia, you're here live. Yay for you. Marie, you're here live. Yay for you. Noted. Noted. Okay. So, and so there'll be more about that as we go through. So what I want to do now is share the content, because you are here to play the game, but you're also here to learn something, right? Because you do want to have your true love in 2019. And you are here because you want to learn how to do this, right? And you want to get off to a great start of the year, and you want to make having the happy, healthy, fulfilling relationship a reality for you. So the past, right? The past in attracting love. I mean, most of us, I've been reading everybody's comments, and I've been reading, people's answers to their questions. And, a lot of you have had difficult dating experiences and difficult past relationships, hard divorces, long-term relationships that didn't go anywhere, heartbreak, right? And then many of you, because you've read my book and you've come in and found me that way, is you've been attracting unavailable men. So you feel betrayed, you feel lied to, you feel misled, you feel cheated on. Many of you have had the ghosting experience, the breadcrumbing experience. And if you don't know what breadcrumbing is, I know that several of you are dealing with relationships where you don't quite have the commitment you want. And that shows up a lot of times in those relationships where, they kind of just keep you around. They give you just enough attention so that you're still there. They kind of give you hope, right? That, well, I'm just not ready now, but I will be ready soon. It's giving you enough time, energy, and attention to keep you around, but never fully committing. And then there's just the bad dating experiences, right? Like if any of you have been online being misled about the person, their pictures, just meeting men that are, what about this? Hi. Somebody mentioned just the endless texting, right? Just texting, never asking you out. And it's just an energy suck and a waste of time, it can feel like. And like I said, the relationships that drag on for a long time without commitment. And dating online with no results, one of the women commented, hey, I'm not meeting anybody. You're meeting unavailable men, but I'm not meeting anybody. So this all can create kind of just a downer, icky feeling about the possibilities of finding love. Well, we are going to change that. I am going to teach you this from this challenge. If you're in any of these places, if this is how you're feeling, right? You're going to feel totally different at the end of this 7 days. I promise you, you are going to feel energized. You're going to feel excited. You're going to feel ready, and you're going to know how, because I'm going to teach you how to manifest, the process for manifesting love. Okay, so when you've had these past experiences and you're dating, what can happen is you date with this energy of like, I never want that to happen again. Or you spend too much time, so you spend too much time looking for the warning signs. Like, you know, if the guy puts his phone on the table when you sit down, you're like, oh, he's gonna, you know, he's got a girlfriend, or, you know, oh, he's rude and not polite, or whatever. The other thing that can happen is that you just get frustrated. Like, I've been a serial dater for 2 years now, or, you know, I've been single for 4 years now, and you just get too goal oriented. So you start jumping into like relationship talk on the first date. And I will tell you that relationship talk on the first date is such a killer. It's just like you think the date, maybe you guys were sharing and maybe you were talking, and as women, sometimes we feel like, oh, he opened up to me. This was a great date. I am telling you that he's probably not going to call you again. It just is a downer. It just doesn't go anywhere. But people think like, oh, we're dating online, we're looking for a relationship, so it's totally fine to have these conversations, to talk about relationships, because after all, isn't that why we're here? And that's a mindset, because you're actually here to get to know this person as a person, right? First. And so your past experiences affect your energy, right? You're like I said, you're focusing too much on what you don't want and not enough focus on what you do want, and it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you're just feeling like, oh, you know, I don't want another deadbeat guy, or, oh, I don't want another this, or, you know, that is going to come through, even if you're trying to seem positive, even if you're trying to talk yourself into being positive. But the predominant energy that you're leading from is frustration and disappointment, and sometimes desperation. So it's a very interesting dynamic, right? It's like, okay, so I am feeling frustrated. I am feeling maybe a little bit of despair, like, why hasn't this worked yet? But I can't date with that energy, because even if I say the right things and do the right things, somehow that energy is going to come through. And that energy is going to block you from getting what you want, because the universe knows the truth. The universe cuts through whatever's going on in your head, whatever the mental stuff is, to the core message of where you are and what you're emitting. So where you are and what you're like putting out there is frustration, despair, just discouragement, fear. You're not going to attract. You are not going to attract. So what do you do about it? Okay. So one of the things that I teach my clients is a concept of date for the relationship, not the man. And so when you go about dating, you're committed to true love, right? I've read all of your questions as you came in, and literally every single one of you wants a committed relationship of some sort, whether it's, living together, whether it's just a committed, loving relationship, whether it's marriage. At the end of the day, you want a committed relationship with somebody who's a true partner for you in life. So so a guy comes along, you like him, he seems better than the past 5 that you met, you can't make him into that guy. You have to commit to the relationship, hold the vision of the relationship, and date for that relationship. And this is how you empower a man to commit, because he's not feeling all this pressure from you. And it's more like, come along for the ride. Hey, I'm going to have this really cool relationship. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have best friendship. We're going to have intimacy. You're welcome to join me. That's the focus. That focus will not put too much pressure on a man and make him run away. And the other way that you get over the past is visualization, right? You visualize all the time what you want to experience. So before I do anything, I visualize it. Before I taught this class tonight, before I did this program, I visualize, what is it going to feel like to have these really cool women in this program? How are they going to experience this? Are they going to be doing the challenge? I saw you guys posting. I saw you guys excited. And every time people reached out to me and said, I am so excited to do this, my heart just like, I opened up and I was like, yes, this is what I wanted. Women who are excited to do this. And I visualized it and I felt it and I saw it. If I were to go into this like, oh yeah, I'm going to teach about dating and oh God, it's brutal out there. And oh yeah, boy, I hope that, the technology works. And you guys would not be showing up and you would not be having fun. I'll tell you right now, because that would be the energy I would be emitting, and I could do everything right, and I could make cool handouts, and I could write stuff down, and my content could be awesome. But if I was like, in my energy, trust me, nothing would happen. Okay. And then faith, right? So faith is a choice. There is no point in dating if you're not going to have faith. And faith is something that you have to choose every single day. So a coach once told me the biggest, greatest question you will ever ask yourself is life, God, the universe for you or against you? Because shit happens to all of us. We have all, like, we could all share stuff, which we're not going to, about all of, the crappy crap that has happened to us. But the question is the universe for you or against you? Is God, that country song, God Bless the Broken Road that led me straight to you? Like, did all of your dating mishaps, did all of the things that happened to you happen to teach you what you want to know? To teach you what you need, to teach you what you need to know so that you could have the relationship you want. I guarantee you that Rosie, who's going to share with us on Saturday, who's here right now, will tell you that she went through hell in her relationship, but I know her, and she would not change it for the world, because it showed her now how to appreciate what she has with her partner. She would never have seen how great he is if she hadn't had the other thing. And I'm going to teach you guys also later on about the manifestation process, right? So I'm going to actually teach you how you manifest love. So let's see. Now going back to the handout. Let's learn. Yay, Tara, let's definitely learn. I love to learn. I am a lifelong learner. That is me. And by the way, the handout will be, the file and everything will be in the discussion section for you as well. So, okay. Now, how I feel about dating is. Now, I want to ask you to be really honest, because remember that you can say, oh, dating's great. Oh, I'm fine with dating. But if you don't really feel that way, you can't lie to life. You can't lie to the universe. You can't lie to God. God knows. The universe knows. Life brings you what you need, right? And people will say, whenever I ask, because I teach all of my clients, like, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? Your feelings are your guide, right? So when I ask you how you feel about dating, I don't want you to think, well, I think dating is a necessary thing that you have to do. No. How I feel about dating, I feel. Have your dating experiences been so far? Let's just get real, because you can't get to California if you don't know where you're starting, right? If you're in Florida and you're trying to get to California, but you think you're in Wisconsin, you're going to get terribly lost. So we need to know where you are right now. Okay. Now we're going to learn some visualization. So what would be your ideal dating scenario? Do you fall in love at first sight and move in together in a week? I really hope that isn't your ideal dating scenario, because that's hard to build a healthy relationship that way. But, you know, is it that you become friends first? I know that becoming friends first, I think, is a very, very important, and building a friendship along the path to committed relationship is super important for making the relationship last. And it's what keeps the relationship engaged, is when you have that friendship and you build that friendship. And then what does a perfect date look like? So this is the visualization piece, right? So I want you to imagine, you know, what does it look like? Do you guys get up in the morning? Well, not get up in the morning, because this is before you're committed. So like, do you, plan it the day before and you meet at the beach in the morning and you go for a run on the beach together, and then you go have Bloody Marys at lunch? How do you look? How does it when you first see each other? So as much detail as you can get, as much emotion as you can muster. That is so powerful in the creative process. So if you're just like, saying it and you don't have the feeling, and you're not feeling it as you're saying it and getting into the emotion of it, because the universe doesn't know the difference between your imagination and the truth. All it picks up on is that energy, right? So the more you can get into that energy. Oh, so here's the visualization. And then the contest. Sharing your perfect date in the Savvy Women Ready for Love Facebook group. And that is in the comments below this video, which will be posted as soon as we're done now. Yay! So let's see. Let's see if anybody has any questions, who is watching this, and then we'll jump off, because I don't want to take up a bunch of your time. I want this to be short and sweet and powerful. Okay. Let's see. Any questions from anybody? If you do, you could just post them in the comments. Lisa, what if you have a hard time with visualization? Well, Lisa, so this is what is a great tool for helping with visualization, is like a romantic movie or a movie that elicits feelings. I happen to know you love movies. And so for you, I would say like either put on your favorite scene of Twilight, or I would say, just imagine it and think about how you feel when you watch those movies, how it's so vivid in front of you and you get kind of lost in the story and it feels like it's happening now, right? So that's a great way to start visualization. And I also want to say that it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like you're going to visualize once and then like, boom, you're done. I honestly, like I said, I visualize before I do anything of any significance in my life. This is really, okay, this is like a funny thing, because I have my, cat people on here with me. Before I have like to give some of my rescue cats medicine, and I have to stick a pill down a cat's throat. Okay, it's not easy. It's not fun. Literally, this is so true. If I picture myself, if I visualize before I do it, putting the pill in the cat's mouth, it goes perfectly smoothly. If I don't visualize, it's like a big to-do. They're running away, I'm catching them, blah, 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 right? And so then I'll even catch myself and go, oh, you didn't visualize. And I'll visualize it, it goes right in. I mean, the runners and the athletes, they visualize themselves crossing the finish line. They visualize themselves, making that jump or whatever. Athletes use this all the time. So it's just a great thing to practice, because it's how you create your life. Because the thing is that we do create our lives, and you may as well be as proactive as possible so that you can create it the best possible way that you can. Otherwise, it just sort of happens to you, and then you're like getting hit this way and hit that way and hit the other way. So it really does take practice, Lisa. Practice, and you will get better at it. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Try to make it fun. And movies are a great way to get into that spirit. And Rosie, recognize your feelings before and during a relationship are so important. That is so very true. Oh, you're welcome, Lisa. Okay, so my lovelies, take the challenge, do the activities. You're going to it's going to pay off, I promise. Wait, I think I just got another comment. Let's see. Oh, I guess not. Okay. All right, my lovelies. So tomorrow at this time, and I'm going to have Tamina here, and she's going to talk about your inner and your outer and getting that in alignment and dressing in a way that expresses yourself and dressing in a way that you just feel like amazing in your own skin and you feel comfortable and you're a representation of who you are. And she's a super cool person. And by the way, she also found love like later in life. Not that, that's all relative, but she is in a relationship for a couple of years now with a man. And she's like, oh, it's so different. It's so much better than my relationship with my husband. And she dated online. She was single for 13 years. So everyone who's popping in here to share with you, every single one of them is somebody who is in a happy, healthy, fulfilling relationship, who found it later in life, who had their own journey to true love. Because I want you to feel really, as well as learning something, I want you to know and believe and have that faith that it really can happen for you. So until tomorrow, goodbye. Oh, and if you have any questions, also just write a post and tag me at Pamela Vandervoort, and I will be happy to answer your questions.